Hello and welcome to this IELTS speaking video. And in this video I'm going to look at describing people. It's important to remember that the IELTS speaking test is not a job interview or a truth or lie test. The examiner is only listening to your language and he's not really interested in the content. So when describing anyone in the test, focus on complex language and not the truth. I've often sat with people in practice IELTS tests or when I was IELTS examining, and when they're asked to describe a person, I can see them thinking deeply about the person and trying to describe them. Don't do that. Just think about all the language you know that's complex for describing people, and use that language whenever you are describing any person in the IELTS speaking test. So let's take a look at some language that is useful for you. You might want to talk about the person's age, so try to use phrases like this: in her early 20s, in his mid-40s, in his late 60s. So don't say she is 22, say she is in her early 20s. Don't say he is 45, he is in his mid-40s. And don't say he is 68, he is in his late 60s. You might want to describe what they look like, their looks in terms of size. He or she has a small build. He or she has a medium build. He or she has a large build. Here I've got some phrases for describing people, some useful and complex phrases. So you could pause the video now and see if you can match them up to the answers. So hopefully, for to be a people person, you have the phrase someone who is good with people. So he or she is a people person, and it means somebody who gets on well with other people. To be head and shoulders above the rest is used to describe someone who is better than other people. She's a manager in the company and she's head and shoulders above the rest. She's better than the others. A charismatic leader. Maybe you're describing a person you admire. Jurgen Klopp, for example, the Liverpool manager, is a charismatic leader. He's attractive and inspirational to others. To be full of beans. Someone who has lots of energy. Now it can be a child, but it could be an older person, and they're always full of energy. He's always full of beans. And finally, the life and soul of the party is somebody who likes having fun, and if they're at a party, they're full of energy, full of life. They're a good, fun person to be around. So choose one or two of these. And in the IELTS speaking test, if you get the opportunity to describe a person, then make sure you use them. If you're describing your manager, for example, and you don't think they're a people person, then you can say, he's not really a people person. So you can use the negative. Having lots of adjectives to describe people is useful. I'm not going to go through all of these. Let's look at a few of them. Intuitive. This is somebody who's able to understand something based on a feeling. Women are often described as intuitive. However, I know lots of men who are also intuitive. Ian, who I work with at Prepare for IELTS, is very intuitive too. And it's the ability to be able to understand something without being told something. Witty. If somebody is witty, they're funny, but it's a very intelligent kind of funny. They say very clever, funny things. Kind-hearted. This is somebody who's kind, caring, sympathetic, and it's a much better phrase than saying they're nice. They're kind-hearted. Vivacious. This is a person who's fun and lively, the life and soul of the party, a vivacious person. Absent-minded, someone who forgets a lot of things or is often preoccupied thinking about other things. Discreet, somebody who's very careful, somebody who's very good at telling secrets too, because they won't tell everybody your secret. Logical, somebody who looks at the facts and knows that they could be wrong about something. And sincere, someone who's very honest, someone who's very genuine. So all of these are very useful, complex adjectives. Let's have a look at a few more phrases now. Phrases are much better than actually learning individual words because they really impress the IELTS examiner. So to be good company means an interesting person to spend time with. She's such good company and time passes so quickly when I'm with her. To have a good heart. This is like kind-hearted, to be kind and caring. He has a good heart and will help anyone who needs it. To be a laugh a minute. This is a very funny person, maybe because they're very witty. She's a laugh a minute and she lifts my mood when I spend time with her. Someone who lifts your mood or lifts your spirits. You feel happier when you are with them. And finally, something to think about. Which one are you? We talk about a glass half empty person and we say that this is a pessimistic person. A pessimistic person is quite negative about things. And the opposite is a glass half full person because they're focusing on the positive, and they're an optimistic person. Pessimistic, optimistic, these are adjectives. There's also the noun a pessimist and an optimist. So remember, focus on language, not facts. Do not spend time describing the person you know accurately. Just think of all the complex language you know. So, for example, if you're describing a person in part 2, just think, right, what language do I know? People person, head and shoulders above the rest, life and soul of the party, witty, vivacious, good company, to have a good heart. Write all of that down and then use that language to describe the person. Hope you found this video useful and thank you for watching.